Hello, I'm Steve. This is the Patio Heat channel, where we create visual concepts of infrared heating as well as tips for outdoor comfort. Our one-on-one customer support helps you make the best decision for your application. We strive to earn your business. Visit our patioheat.com website for sales and more information. Now let's get heating. All right, so here we have this residential application. So there's actually two different seating areas. We have this covered, pergola covered area over here on the left. And then we also have another one over here on the right. So the one over here is dining space, basically. There is a fireplace over here. And there is just regular dining space. I think they mentioned that they're possibly going to put a fan up here. So just bear that in mind. But you could do something to work around a fan if that's necessary. And the same is true over here. I think there is a fan over here, but you'll notice this is a bar stool seating height. So the bar stool seating height is generally closer to the structure where you might place some units. And let's see if there's anything else. Let's go ahead and yeah, again, there might be a couple of fans up here that they're going to have installed at some other point. One thing I do want to mention is over here, you can see that there's some seating back over here on the left hand side, and part of the structure of the resident itself is blocking the possibility to really place a unit in there. You could place a electric unit up here, however you would have to bring more power. Now this application actually is a application where they removed some of the structure up here to rebuild it, and so they removed the heaters. They actually had heaters there before, and let's go ahead and just look at one of the areas that they had a heater before, which was on this wall back here. And before I do that, actually, let me just go ahead and go through some of the dimensions really quickly. So we've got about 24 feet this direction, about 20 feet that direction, 16 and a half this way, and then about 20 feet this direction, 21 feet that direction. You'll notice the height is a little bit different here. We got 8 feet 10 inches to the bottom edge here, the top of the post here, you might call it. And then to the lattice work itself, we got 10 foot 11. Over here, we have 12 foot 7, and then we have 10 foot 9 to the top of the post over here. So just bear that in mind. These are, even though this is dining space over here, it is actually physically higher in a seating position than the bar stool height seating itself. It's almost a foot higher. So whatever we do over here is going to be hotter just because of the fact that it's dining. So bear that in mind. Now going back to here, they did have a unit installed approximately in this location here. And what they had was they had the unit up a little higher, and they also had it, I believe, with the brackets straight out and the heater pointed straight down. The footprint of heat wasn't what they really enjoyed, so they asked me to come out and take a look at what they can do. Now, the only thing I can say is that we must meet clearances to combustibles, and that in this case would be 17 inches from the top edge of the heater here to any combustible above, and that would be inclusive of these beams going across here. So this would actually be something that would work. However, you'd need to alter the brackets somehow, maybe attach them to the ceiling, have the heater pointed straight down, something of that nature. But you would have to meet the clearances to the combustible being this beam coming across. So that's one dilemma there. Also, they asked me where else they could place some heaters. I mean, you could put another heater over here to cover up this bar stool area here. Now I have the heater pointed straight to the ground, and so then the clearances change because the exhaust is now coming out of 2 ports, this port here and this port over here. Because of that, the clearance now changes to, I believe it's 14 inches. So double check that for me. But yeah, that would be a better option. And I say that because of the 14, because it's a 34,000 BTU. There is a 25,000 BTU, which only requires 9 inches of clearance, and that could be installed here. However, I think at this distance away from the chairs, 34 would be more practical. Now, I also believe that they had a heater similar to this mounted off of this beam over here, and they like to sit in this area right over here. They did state that they are awfully cold a lot of times, so I'm going to place that unit with one down here. So we got 1, 2, third opening here, and we're meeting the clearances over here, which is 24 inches from here to this beam, and then of course the same clearance 17 inches above with a bracket here from here to the lattice atop. And that would be another position I would think would be a good position for this heater as well. This one I'm still not happy with. This would work here, and yeah, so let's go ahead and just see what the footprint of heat would be. You can see here, footprint of heat would be very good for bar stool and standing room. Now, if you're dining out here, like on a dining table that we showed over there on the left, this would not be ideal because, you know, the heater just really isn't penetrating far down enough. It's not the best solution. Well, it might be the best solution, but it's still not. You need more units in order to really make this comfortable for dining space, you know, regular seating space, which is about 1.5 feet lower than this. So, but you can see that we are missing some of the counter space over here for the chef, but we are getting a good portion of this inner space over here. Now, even though the ray that I'm showing right now looks as if it will penetrate through this bar here, it does not. It's a light wave, it absorbs into the bar, so this down here is now a shadow, and there's no heat coming off of down here, so just bear that in mind. The only heat that's going to be felt is if you're out in the ray itself. This is a ray of light, infrared light wave, and you need to physically be in the ray in order to appreciate its output. All right, so that's that application there. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you what I would probably want to do. If it was my application, I would probably want to go with something like this. So I got 4 units up here. They're all mounted between the beams, same 17 inches of clearance, and I have 24 inches here, 24 inches over here, and what we get with the footprint is we get an overall heated space here. Again, we're still going to be absorbing our heat into this bar here, the countertop, so your legs over here would not be receiving the heat, but you would actually feel the heat out here. So, and that's something that they were looking forward to. And also this whole area here would be heated, and if they were actually sitting right here in this one spot, your upper body will not get that heat because you're not in that ray, but around here you get the ray, and the chef gets the ray as well. And so that would be my solution to that. Now if you only wanted to heat up some of it, you can just eliminate 1 or 2 of the units, something of that nature. All right, so that's that application on the bar stool seating area. Let's go ahead and look over here, and yeah, we went through the dimensions here already, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn those off. And now they did state that they like to use their fireplace. The fireplace does get awfully warm for them, and so what they are doing right now, I believe, is to place some gas units up here. And while I would say this would work out fine, again, in order to change this angle to a 30-degree tilt, you need 17 inches of clearance from this here to the lattice work above, and then you're meeting the clearances to combustible. So that would be something I would recommend. And let's see if there's anything else. Let's go ahead and look at the footprint of heat. We do have the 24 inches on the ends, and actually I believe we have this approximately, I think, 9 feet center to center. Let's go ahead and check that out real quick. See if I can get there. 10 feet center to center. Okay, and let's look at the ray here. Footprint of heat footprint of heat. You can see with that angle, we're capturing a lot of the space. Now, if you're the person over here on the left, you're going to receive less than the person here on the right, but you will receive some heat, and that would be just fine for a certain amount of people. Others, they would want more heat, and some won't want any heat at all. So this would be a good application. Now, I believe that they're thinking about placing the units more in this area or direction, so that they can move the heater up to more of a 14-inch clearance as opposed to 17. Now, the problem with that is that the footprint of heat just doesn't reach out to here, and you're covering a lot of the space over here. So either do what I had before, or possibly, you know, if you can and you're not going to put those fans there, move the heaters more towards this space like this, and you should get a better coverage like that. So instead of placing them here, we're going to place them one space over. Same orientation, straight down to the ground, 17 inches of clearance between the center of these two beams here. All right, so that is, I think, about it. You know, again, I just want to note that this seating pattern is a lot higher than this seating pattern here. So the intensity is going to actually be, this is going to be a warmer spot using S34s than this spot over here. I still would recommend S34s, or if you're inclined to use a TSH here, so that you can turn the units to 25,000 BTUs or 34,000 BTUs, depending on what your temperature is that specific day. And the same might be true over here, but 34 would be definitely the most practical option over here. And again, my preferred layout would be more of this style of a layout, just for a more even universal coverage throughout the whole space. So all right, well, I hope this has helped. If you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating application and you would like us to review your plans, please send your information into designs@patioheat.com. I'm Steve. Again, please tap that like button. We don't advertise, we're not monetized. YouTube does not promote our channel unless we receive your thumbs up, and that is so important to our channel. And it also lets us know that you appreciate us. Thank you, and have an excellent day.